most recent participant in the Democratic clown car race to a new Democratic nominee. No offense to Democrats, but it is getting a bit messy. They're getting as ridiculous as the Republican collection of nominees was last time around. But Deval Patrick, I think I pronounced his name right, said some interesting things on the news just now. As I stopped and took a news break for lunch, I thought I'd capture it after some debate, because I've done a lot of NBN segments today. But here we go. Some interesting words that I think are worth contemplating.
But I'm gonna ask, just so we can cover some more ground, for a lightning round, if you would indulge me. I spent my career in
You're gonna make me raise my hand?
No one-word answers, no gimmicks. But I just want you to engage in a conversation with me. I've been doing this for a lot less time than I was a campaign operative, and if I were your campaign operative, I'd be working with you round the clock on how to deal with the Bain vulnerability. You're not running in a Republican primary. You're running in a Democratic primary. Your party has moved to the left. How do you explain feeling at home at Bain?
Well, first of all, I love that the party has moved to the left. I love that we are the party of the woke. I believe that we also have to be the party of the still waking. And I have always conducted my personal life and my business life and my life as a civil rights lawyer, my life as an advocate, my wife as a mediator and as a governor that way. And why? It's not because I'm trying to smooth over issues. I'm interested in getting at root causes. This state here in Massachusetts was at 98% insurance coverage before the ACA went into effect. And I'm still not sure there's another state that can get there. Now, how do we do that? It was about bringing together this broad coalition of advocates and policymakers and healthcare experts and advocates for poor people and the marginalized and so many others to invent the reform, and then sticking together to do refinements on the strength of what we've learned. That's how you get change that lasts. And at the same time, we're changing systems. We need to be growing an economy out to the middle and marginalized, not just up to the well-connected. So yes, I work at the place that was demonized in the 2012 presidential election. And
by
I
your
remember
party,
it because
by your side.
Because I'm about to tell you, you may remember I was co-chair of that campaign. And I didn't buy into it then, and I still don't. There is a place for private equity in the private economy. There is a place for business in our lives. But it is also true that capitalism generally has a lot to answer for. That is so. And we need to be able to confront that. And that's exactly the work I've been doing at Bain Capital. But I've done that same work in other business settings before.
Who'd you call before you got in the race?
That's the nugget I wanted to capture and discuss. He works at Bain Capital. If you don't know who that is, look them up. And I'll probably do a whole episode about it too. So put a pin in that, put it up on the board. But he works Bain Capital, and basically a capital investment company whose only concern is making profit by moving capital around. They don't care what they do to the capital. And I don't mean the capital of any country. I mean the stuff, the commodities, the products that are bought and sold. On the surface, that sounds pretty innocent, but we really should pause there and take a deep dive into what that entails. Because that isn't just iPods and running shoes, right? The implications and the impacts go deeper than that, because those commodities require every other secondary, tertiary, and ancillary business and activity that is done to extract the natural resources in order to produce the materials required to assemble the product. And there's a lot to be said about that.